This is Evan from Decent Traders. I traded COIN today and I had a bad day. So the first trade here, I went in for a short after this huge squeeze here. Initially, I would short at the VWAP, but I realized the market makers would obviously shake the people out and then get them stopped out here. So I thought to myself, this maybe like people who would think they would want to shake out would maybe short at 57, and that's basically what I did here. I shorted around at 57, thinking that this would be the place where the market makers wanted to shake the people out who were short the VWAP. So I went in for this, and then yeah, I usually would expect it to turn to a doji over here, but it didn't really quite do that as great. So I thought the situation just wasn't looking right, and then I just kind of just got out here for a small loss, and then once it bounced off from where I got out, it just kind of bounced down here. And then I thought to myself, this might be a possible high. And my initial idea was right. So then I got back in for a short. And it turns out my original idea was actually right. But I didn't get the best entry point, obviously. But still, it worked out fine. I was confident it would go down to the VWAP at least, partial here, and then I usually would not partial here twice, but the reason I partial here twice was in case if the VWAP would bounce it up, or if it did bounce it up, if I could find a good place to add back in. So that's why I partial twice over here, but usually I wouldn't do that. I would space them out more. And then once it kind of went back up here, it bounced down and went through the VWAP over here. So at this point, I think I got the trend. So that's why I didn't take any partials over here. Um, you don't want to take your partials like every minute or like every new low. That's not making the best of the trade. So that's why I did partial here, and I got squeezed up here. Apparently the VWAP did hold it up, but just had to dip through it and then hold it back up again. And I had a stop loss, not at break even this time. This time my stop loss was the new high. So once it broke the new high, the high over here, I got all out. And then this ended up being a loss. And then my final trade over here, this was a short over here, and I see the stock, it kind of just starts going up, but then I see this SMA over here. And if you look at this SMA, you can realize that it holds down the stock very well. Each of the bodies closes below it. So I look at this, I think the SMA is quite strong over here. So this is why I go in for a short, but it didn't work out the best. Like even this bar, the next one, even though it was a white bullish bar, it even closed below the SMA. This like really made me think the SMA was really strong. That's why I didn't take the get out. But um, at the end over here, it does squeeze, and I take this loss.